All right, you guys, so Lil Nas X and this demon shoe. So Lil Nas X evidently has a song called Monterey. I actually watched the video, and I couldn't tell you what the song is about, but I can tell you that the video is a very visually colorful video that it's supposed to be kind of the Garden of Eden, and then he seems to ascend into hell on a stripper pole where he then dances with the devil, gives him a lap dance, is all over him. Yeah, it's a lot, you guys. Many people were turned off by this video. They were saying that it was in poor taste. You know, a lot of people just get very antsy when it comes to blasphemy or, you know, playing around with the devil or anything that has to do with religion. Lil Nas X's explanation was, hell, the way that they condemn gay people, if we are all going to hell, then, you know, we at least need to have a good time down there. Okay, it's gonna be lit because all of them are gonna be down there. Let y'all Christians tell it. Okay, y'all highbrow, always judging people Christians. All right, so it was sort of him poking fun at the Christians, at the religion, at people telling him that he was wrong for being gay. What many gay people, I'm sure, will tell you that they have heard at least once in their life, you know, as they are outwardly gay. So the LGBTQ community seemed to be kind of pretty supportive of him because they felt like it was satire, it was just poking fun, like I said. But many other people are not really cool with it. All right, there's been talk of canceling Lil Nas X and all. My opinion is, first of all, you guys know I'm old school, y'all know, okay? I was raised in the church, all of that. I mean, to me, I wouldn't play around with shit like this. You know, certain things is just kind of off limits for me, but I also can see that he's trolling, okay? I don't believe that he's a devil worshiper. I believe that it is just something that, one, keeps him out there for everybody, you know, for the public consumption. I mean, what is Lil Nas X doing? He doesn't, I mean, he had his hit and he made buku money off of that hit, okay? Hella money off of the hit, Old Town Road or whatever the name of the fucking song is. But after that, he hasn't really put out any music. I know he had that one song, it was posted, I just remember the video or something, it was like Tron-like. It reminded me of the Disney movie Tron from back in the day. But that didn't really take over. I haven't heard any music from him. So now he's turned to being kind of like a social media, you know, he's always commenting on Twitter, on Instagram. He's just kind of keeping himself out there and relevant by doing things like this, pulling stunts, you guys. So it's just clearly just a troll, and really to just kind of get people talking and to annoy those that possibly annoy him. Along with the release of this song, Montero. Is it Montero or is it Monterey? What did I say? It might be a typo. I'll put on the screen what the name of the song is. But along with the song, he also had a release of what they were calling the Satan shoe, okay? Which were basically him along with collaborating with this company called Mischief, MSCHF, okay? They designed this Satan shoe where it's supposed to be the, what is the star that, is that the star of, is it the Star of David? You know, anyway, it has that symbol that goes along with Satanism on the front of the shoe. It has a Bible verse that's stitched onto the bottom of the shoe. Supposedly there is 1 drop of human blood in each one of these shoes. I don't know where the human blood is supposed to be. I guess maybe in the sole or something. And it's got little bits and bobbles and dangles and shit. And people were calling it the Satan shoe. He had 666 Nike Air Max 97s. He had them made up to look like that, and they were selling the shoe. All right. Now, when I saw that, I was like, oh, Nike just allowed them to make these shoes when they're in such, you know, what many people are going to see as in poor taste. You know, I couldn't believe that Nike, you know, had did something like this. Well, it turns out that Nike did not. They said they did not authorize this. This was not in collaboration. They have no connection with Lil Nas X or the company Mischief, and they ended up filing a trademark infringement lawsuit and was able to stop the sale of these shoes. Okay, now they did file the lawsuit late. And they said somewhere around 600 of the shoes had already been sold. So, and I guess we're already shipped off. So Nike's trademark infringement lawsuit only seems like it's going to stop the remaining sale of maybe 60 or so tennis shoes. But yeah, you know, like Nike was upset, said that they don't want to be connected with something like that. They probably should have jumped on that way faster, like as soon as they saw that it came out. But it seems like they waited a little bit, and that gave everybody enough time to buy them shoes. I mean, Nike should know. If anybody should know, they should know that it only take a couple of seconds to sell out some fucking shoes. Okay, I don't know, as a mama out there, many of us have sat online trying to get a shoe, and as soon as that shit opens up, you be like, fuck, sold out already? It ain't even been 5 seconds. Shit, 666 shoes in the grand scheme of things are not a lot. And people swooped them up real fast, and so Nike wasn't able to stop it. But yeah, again, just a clear case of trolling. Again, I'm old school. I wouldn't fuck around with stuff like this. I just don't. Okay. But I think they say that he has come out and he has apologized for it. I don't know, you guys. To me, if you are a rapper and you rap, then it seems like you would just continue to rap. All right, that's what you would want to be known for. And when you don't have the talent as a rapper, then you do things like this. Okay. The song actually, when I listen to it, is not that bad, but the song, the video distracts you from the song. Because like I said, I don't even know what the fucking song is about. But the video distracts you. You're so busy looking at the video that you're not even really listening to what he's saying. But actually, the song really is not. I mean, if you compare it to the music of today, it's not that bad. But it's just, I mean, at least the melody and the music and his cadence and everything, it doesn't sound bad to me. I've heard worse. But yeah, y'all, I mean, it's just something to keep the people talking. And he'll continue to do these things because what else is there to do? Okay? As long as people continue to talk about him, he will continue to do this. So that's what's up, the 411 on Lil Nas X and his demon shoes. Guys, next story up. So Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I do not watch the show. I'm not familiar with the characters on there. I don't know the people, anything. Okay. I thought I would watch the show and then I just never did. And then it just, you know, seemed like it was too late to be trying to catch up and all. Y'all know how it goes. So I've never watched the show. But evidently there's a person on there named Shah who, there's always been some question on what it is that Shah does. Okay. Evidently she's been on Watch What Happens Live and she's talked about her job or her company. When they ask her what exactly it is that she does, she says she has a company that allows companies to get in touch with people. So it had something to do with telemarketing, creating list of names for companies to contact people to sell them or, you know, ask for donations or whatever it is that the company does. But I guess they have come to find out that Shah and her husband's company actually focused on the elderly, and that they, I'm assuming these lists that they were providing were of old people that, you know, they say are easily influenced or, you know, with confusion, not necessarily knowing technology, getting themselves caught up in things on the phone when people call them because they don't realize that it's a whole bunch of greedy, grimy people out there who's just waiting to take your shit. Evidently, they were providing lists and it focused on the elderly. So this was elder abuse. And also she was committing wire fraud, because this has something to do with the telephones, and that is federal crimes. And yes, she was arrested. They also charged her with money laundering, and not quite sure how that works out. Again, we don't know the particulars, but maybe she was getting paid from these companies for these lists, and if they were sending it through the mail. I mean, we know that when you start using government entities to do your crimes, then you get a government charge, you get a federal charge. And if we didn't learn anything from Teresa, how you say her last name? Judas, Goodies. She also got into trouble the same way. They weren't doing telemarketing, but they were doing something where they were sending it through the mail, and they was talking about it on the phones and all of this, and the feds caught them and put them in jail, both her and her husband. She wasn't in there as long as he was, but I mean, that was well documented. And people will say that even this Jennifer Shah person compared herself to Teresa and said that Teresa walked so that she could run. I guess those words have come out to bite her on the butt, because just like Teresa got arrested, so did Jennifer. It's bad. And they're saying that she could face up to 50 years in prison for these charges. She probably won't. I guess it will depend on her background. If she's had any legal problems in the past, if she's been to jail in the past. All of those things will take into consideration too. She is a white woman in Salt Lake City, so maybe they'll give her a break, but maybe not. We'll see, you guys. But like Ashley said, I was watching her stories the other day, and she said, a lot of people, when they get on these reality shows, they forget that they still have a past, and sometimes that past can come and catch up with you. Now, it's one thing to have a past where you weren't necessarily the best person, people didn't like you, the blah, 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 blah. But then when you start having legal problems, like when you doing crimes, okay, and you open yourself up and you're on TV, and now you got the eyes of the government on you, and if they were already kind of watching, and now you on this show, and you might say some shit that might incriminate you. I mean, all kind of things. So it's probably best to lay low if you have these things in your past, and you talking about being on a reality show. Maybe you don't need to bring that kind of attention to yourself. Yeah, you guys, it's rough for old Jennifer Shah and her husband. We'll see what happens. I believe they're going to be arraigned in the federal court on Tuesday. All right. And then if there's an update next week, then I will let you know. All right, you guys. So next story up. So there was a trailer for Lena Waithe's new show on Amazon Prime. They have Amazon Prime Video. They have a TV series coming out called Them. All right. And when you see the trailer, you are immediately reminded of the directing and shooting style of Jordan Peele. And in particular, the movies that he put out, Get Out and Us. All right. It is very, very similar, very much so, to the point where I actually thought that Jordan Peele was involved in this project. But it turns out that he is not involved in this project, but it is still a show that focuses on horror. It's a horror TV show, or a streaming show on Amazon Prime Video. And it focuses on a black family that moves into this white neighborhood. And from what we can see from the trailer, the white people don't want them. It's supposed to take place in 1950s America. I think the premise of the show is, on the surface, this looks like a perfect neighborhood, kind of like Stepford Wives-ish, and then you've got these black people that come in there that completely just change up the game. They're not comfortable having them there. And now it's time to try to get rid of them, okay? And them being the black people. And the black people not standing for it. Oh, you guys, I'm getting some intel on Saweetie and Quavo. I can't tell you. I cannot tell you. We'll just see we'll just see if this information comes out. One of my friends is texting me. Anyway, you guys, what was I saying? Okay, so the show, Them. So anyway, a lot of imagery in the show, at least in the trailer from what we've seen, is very, very much similar to Jordan Peele, that it looks like it could even be a biting or a ripoff of Jordan Peele's style. And even when I watch the trailer, I do feel like it's very much that, you know, and it's too bad because, now we won't say that this doesn't happen in movies. You know, you'll have an iconic director, or, you know, a person that shoots in a certain style where people begin to emulate and, you know, kind of copy that same sort of style, but it's sort of like an ode to that person. That's their style. And like, you kind of like how Spike Lee always has a scene where it looks like the person is floating when they're walking down the street. And then you may see other people that do something similar like this. That is a classic trademark. I don't know if it's trademark, but it is definitely a Spike Lee thing. Okay. And I think that Jordan Peele's the way that he directs, I mean, you know, I'm not no professional or nothing, but I know that he has very staccato, his static, like the way that he shoots is very like weirdly cut and strange. And I know that is the way somebody else used to. I remember reading an article on him getting that style from a certain director from back in the day. But he is now known for that style. And it kind of seems like they have taken up that style within Lena Waithe's new show. And I don't know. Some people are calling it a knockoff. Even when you look at the name of the show, okay, we had Us, now we have Them. I don't know how Jordan Peele feels about this. He has not said anything about the show as far as that I know, but they are saying that this show is directed by a white man and that they feel like this is just another case of white people stealing from black people. But then you have Lena Waithe, who's the executive producer and who's putting the show out. So, I don't want to shoot it down because the show actually looks interesting. But, you know, when you start thinking about who created this way and this type of story, and now you've got like somebody that's just completely just kind of took it and stole it. And I mean, Get Out especially is a classic, I believe. It was an immediate classic. So you won't be, he's never going to be replaced in that way. But maybe they could have just possibly change the story up a little bit and not make it seem like they were just kind of biting the whole entire thing. I mean, down to the storyline, down to the style that it was shot in. And if the show is really a good show, then it's going to be too bad because it's going to have like this little blemish on it until people can get past that. And then just concentrate on how good the show is, how good the acting is, how good the writing is, all of that. So we'll see. I haven't judged it in that way, but when I did see it, I will say that I thought it was a Jordan Peele project. What did you guys think when you saw it? You guys, next story up. Congratulations are in order to our little Natalia Bryant. Okay, that is the oldest daughter of Kobe Bryant and Vanessa Bryant. She was accepted into USC. Surprise, surprise. I wasn't shocked at all when I saw that. She's very, very happy. But I'm sure that USC would love to have, a Bryant in their school. She probably will be the first of many to go there, when it comes from because they got, I'm sorry, you guys, there's still 4 daughters. Is it 4 or is it 3 left? There's still 3 daughters. Yeah, 3 daughters left, rest in peace to Gigi. But there are 3 daughters left, and I'm sure that, Kobe Bryant would have loved for them all to attend USC. So, good for her. We saw the video of her when she did get her acceptance letter, and she was very happy. And Vanessa Bryant did post the video and, said that, I'm sure that Kobe is proud of his daughter up in heaven. You guys, that story still is just so sad. Also, it's the anniversary of Nipsey Hussle's death. It's been 2 years. I cannot believe it. The time has flown by, but I'm sure it hasn't flown by for everybody. You know, Lauren London still does post that, to me, she still seems very much heartbroken. And this is going to take a long time for her to be able, I won't say to get over. She probably never will, but I think it kind of seems like her life is on hold. And my heart still breaks for her. That story is still sad, and it's still very sad for many of the LA residents, especially those who live in that Crenshaw district. That's what y'all call it now. Okay, it was just the avenues back in the day, but now people that really saw him all the time and was around and saw what, the differences that he was making in the community. So, it's been 2 years for him. So still rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. The marathon does continue. And also, on a much happier note, congratulations to Natalia Bryant, as she will be a freshman at USC, I'm assuming, in August of this year. Lastly, you guys, just want to remind you that this weekend is Easter Sunday, actually Friday, which this video will probably go up. It is today, and that's it's actually Thursday when I'm recording this, but I won't get this up until Friday. This is Palm Friday, not Palm Friday, child. Good Friday. Just be talking and just messing up words. This is Good Friday, and then Sunday will be Easter. After you guys have gone and praised the Lord for his resurrection on Sunday morning, you guys go on to take it on home. Y'all have y'all a nice Easter dinner with your families, and then prepare yourself for some good times, y'all. It's gonna be a stone cold groove. We're gonna have Earth, Wind, Fire. We're gonna have the Isley Brothers in their Verzuz battle. Okay, and it promises to be a dramatization, you guys, because evidently we have Steve Harvey as the host. And since when did we have hosts for these shows? Okay, so they have stepped it up. That makes me feel like we are going to have live band action, and I tell you, nothing makes me happier than live music. Okay, and like I told you, me and Mr. We is real excited about this. We gonna be ready with drinks in hand. Okay, music real loud in the house, and enjoying ourselves. And hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy yourselves too, even if you guys are not familiar with Earth, Wind, Fire or the Isley Brothers. I don't know how you can't be, but I have a lot of my younger rock stars who may not listen to that music or don't hear their parents playing that music or whatever. I know my kids know that music well, okay? And even if you don't, just sit back and be prepared to listen to some good-ass music, y'all. Okay, I'm talking about good singing. I'm talking about good music. I'm talking about good instrumentation. I'm talking about just all of that wrapped up into one. Looking forward to it, you guys. So, it's going to be on Sunday night, I believe at 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys just make sure that you're there. I will be there, and I will be commenting plenty. So make sure you look for It's Rocks out there, y'all. Can't wait for it. That is it. Let me move on. I've got a lot to talk about, and let's talk about it. So, you guys, we do this every single week. So make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.